Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Next Level Official Podcast with Speedy, Noob Face Games, and Palo. What's up, gents? Another week.
What's up? It's up, homie. Got another week. Let's do this.
Another fun. Some new items that have been dropping here. We got some follow-ups on some stories out there. Palo's going to be jumping into, giving us a little, tickling us with his knowledge. First out the bat, man, speculation is. Oh, what? Do we want to go back to?
Well, let's.
Let's go.
I don't want to
explore the tickling.
I don't want to take that any further than it has to. Okay, I don't want to go any further than it has to go. All right.
Tell me, is this from experience, or is there something?
We're in a pandemic, bro. There's no experience. Okay, it's all right. It's all virtual. It's all virtual right now.
Let's live, baby. Let's live.
Noob likes to see me, on the video here because he misses me.
Oh, he likes to watch you on the video. Yikes!
On the cam.
Oh my god!
Would you say you're his cam boy?
Someone's got to get the angles right.
Camera one, camera two.
Camera
one.
Oh man! So first out the shoot here, we got some Cobra Kai. For those that have been watching season 1
Cobra
and 2,
Kai never die. Dude, I'm gonna start this shit off because I'm gonna tell you right now, Cobra Kai is the shit. And if you have not seen Cobra Kai, you just need to fucking delete yourself. You need to fucking delete yourself. And because have you guys watched it?
Okay.
Let's start with there. Let's be honest.
Okay, so are we talking about now on Netflix or like when they first started on YouTube as those shorts?
So I'm gonna put it to you like this. I seen season 1 and 2 when it was on YouTube.
Okay.
I rewatched it because
they're the same.
Right. Well, yeah. They're the same.
Okay.
Steph got into it. She wanted to get caught up. So now we watched it again. I got into it again. Like, bro, I seriously picked up on season 2 and I was like, I started watching it. And I found myself pausing when I would get up, get a drink, a water, go do this. And it was just like, okay, start
That's when you know it's a good show or a movie is that you have to pause it.
You're like,
you don't want to miss it.
Now,
watch nothing without me.
Yeah. Now here's the funny thing though. Here's the funny thing, and she made some funny quips about it, which kind of brought me back. So one of the things that makes Cobra Kai so well done is not only the story. I think the writers that are involved in creating Cobra Kai and bringing it to life are doing an amazing job of not only redirecting the characters and giving them new life. And this, all this time has passed. It's still
develop them. Right?
Yeah, and
you get depth to them.
And Will Smith is a producer.
What?
Okay, check this out. This is fun fact. Fun fact for you bitches. Okay, Will Smith is actually in the credits, and Steph brought it to my attention, and I said, "No way, that's not the Will Smith." She's like, "No, it's the Will Smith."
Is it because his kid in the next Karate Kid?
So here's the deal.
Becoming like the next P. Diddy, like when he's managing his other rappers, he's always in the back dancing and stuff.
Hey, bro,
Will Smith's gonna be doing now.
But here's the thing, and it's pretty awesome though, because when his son was in the remake of Karate Kid, he bought a portion of the rights, which I thought was pretty cool. Now, why of all movies Karate Kid? Just because the son was in it, right? Because he wasn't a really big actor. He's still not. He makes his music and stuff. So I thought it was really odd, right, that he would buy it. But
so tell me how you really feel.
But seriously. I mean, like we don't,
It's like I'm doing this for my kid, and realistically, he's doing it for himself because he wanted a little bit of. Money.
He wanted some of that. Yeah, he wanted some of that Karate Kid nostalgia, some of that money, pouring in and stuff. But I mean, it worked out because look where they're at now. And I think, so what the story is now, we have season 3 is done. We don't know. We do not have a release date yet, but it's going to drop. Now, the exclusive, the rumor mill is that Elizabeth Shue, who played Allie, right, which was Ralph Macchio's girlfriend in Karate Kid, and Johnny's
ex, stepped out on him.
Yeah. So she's supposed to appear in Cobra Kai, season 3. Now, can we talk about this? Because if you guys haven't seen it, then you don't know exactly where Allie fits in.
I've seen up to season 2. I haven't done anything past that.
So you don't know where.
Where she fits into the whole deal, or
because there's something
her.
Because fuck it.
Flopping because
no.
She was with Johnny and then she dumped him for Daniel and now she's coming back for him. She can't.
We don't know yet. We don't know yet. We don't know yet, bro. Hey, Q, Cruel Summer. All right.
Did she crash Daniel's car? Did she crash his car?
In the beginning of the second one, I believe you're right.
Yeah, she crashed his car
before they went to Okinawa.
And then she dumped him.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I want none of that.
The actress from the Okinawa. I'd rather see her.
I don't want none of that.
The one in Okinawa, right? She was awesome. Okay, but check this out. So we're just
beat each other up.
So listen. So we're just gonna throw this out there. So what happens is they are Daniel and Johnny are having a discussion, and Johnny has not been on social media. I mean, he's like a total 80s dude, you know. He calls women babes, and you know, drives a Pontiac, you know, and he's just in that. He's in that. Yeah, you know, I mean, he's in that era. So
he has not left.
So Daniel tells him, like, hey man, you have a smartphone, like, why don't you get social media? He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, Facebook, man. And he's like, what? And he's like, so what is she up to? So Daniel has apparently, through this conversation, knows a lot about Allie, right? Like they've chatted.
Well, don't
that's
nothing.
why.
Don't ruin nothing.
You gotta fucking get on the train.
Watch it, okay? They'll watch it.
Get on the motherfucking train.
If you like some of that karate action, I don't know. I haven't seen Daniel falling in Mr. Miyagi's ways like he was. So,
well, I mean, that's one thing. I think that's one thing that's some of the best things about it is because there's like this huge inner struggle between them both. It's just such a well done show, man.
I think the writers did a really good job of, you know, bringing the movies but twisting it in just the right way
to make it new.
That it was to make it new. That it's not corny. That it's not just like they're trying to remake like this. You know, remake it like
right.
It did the right twist and turns on both, and it works.
Yeah, because anybody, agreed.
The ruin stuff right off the bat. So next up to shoot, one of my favorite shows, season 2. It's been dropping. The Boys, that's what we call ourselves here. We all got our own
The boys.
Own superpower.
That's those kind of boys.
So I've seen episode 1 and 2. We're not going to drop any spoilers here.
Why not? I'm up to date. I'm up to date, baby.
I don't know who's up to date.
I'm up to date.
Palo, are you up to date? Have you seen season 1?
Oh, God.
Don't look at it. Don't
have you seen
Bella, where are you?
Your judgmental eyes.
Where are you?
Camera.
Where are you? Where are you, Bello? What show are you? What episode are you on? What?
No. Okay, now let's test this. Let's test this, noob. How much of episode 1 have you seen?
If you say fucking 30 minutes, I'm cutting.
He has to have at least watched the first 5 minutes of it, and he would
past 5 minutes.
He hasn't even watched that.
I've gone to some graphic scenes and
he's like
you know what?
That's like,
what is it like? It's like 45 minutes.
I did do the thing that you asked me to do. Yeah.
For my cheat notes.
And I mean,
nondescript as I can be.
You know, in Bello's defense. Like, I can understand your position and why you haven't. In all honesty, I'm actually kind of surprised myself that I watched season 1 and 2 so quickly, only because Speedy knows when it came to Mandalorian, I actually still need to catch up on that. But
oh yeah, you did, yeah.
But here's the thing. Listen to this.
All of the Mandalorian.
I know. Here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. Check it out. So what made me
people be offended, man? Because he's like, oh, I'm Star Wars.
I was trying to talk to him at the end of the season. I'm like, oh my god, did you see that episode? He's like, oh yeah, no, bro. I haven't. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you haven't seen? He's like, I'm actually like
Star Wars.
I'm 2 episodes behind right now. But then he's on playing Destiny for like 9 hours. I'm like, how about either one of you, especially you, Palo, drop the Destiny. Throw an episode on, then we can have these conversations.
I have to put it on my phone and just.
So the thing is, though, man, is the whole reason why I decided to watch The Boys was because I literally saw episode 1 like 6 or 7 times. Like
crazy.
It was no. I watched it 6 or 7 times because
like that Aquaman butt.
No. Listen, because I watched it, but then I never watched part 2. Right? I didn't watch episode 2, and then so long had gone. I was like, okay, I need to watch part 1 again, episode 1, and then but then I never did. So finally, I was like, screw this. I really need to check it out, and now I am so glad I did because that show is incredible, man. Like. What
is Mandalorian, huh?
Shut your mouth.
They're just on 2 different levels, bro. They're just like how messed up and like how crazy.
But Star Wars is dude's like upper level, top of the cake, and he hasn't even watched The Mandalorian.
He did watch The Mandalorian.
Not all of it.
You haven't watched all The Mandalorian? Let's get.
That's a podcast. Yes.
I'm gonna do Dr. Phil. Have you not watched?
I have not finished it.
You have not finished it?
I have not.
Thank you.
About Cobra Kai?
Thank you.
And you have not finished it?
But I'm going to. I'm going to finish Mandalorian. I'm going to finish Mandalorian.
No going. You have not finished it.
You have nothing. You have nothing.
5 months.
Bello has not watched all the Star Trek movies that came out in the 80s.
Yes,
I don't want to hear it. No,
yes,
you liar. You said you hadn't. You said you
I
have
was watching
not
it
watched all
last
of them.
night.
I can't say I'm just disappointed. But for those that don't know, you got episode 5 dropping September 18th. They're going to be weeklies as we go out here. If you haven't, jump on them. I'm sure you guys will be getting these into the binge-worthy category. Season 1 still fully out there. Then you jump straight into the first 4 episodes. They're crazy as it is. I'm halfway through. I'm going to be watching another one tonight. And over the next couple of days to catch up for Friday. I've already had my buddy from work send me a message literally Saturday morning. It was like 8:30. He goes, oh my God, I cannot wait to talk about these next week when you're at work. It is so messed up. And I'm like, hey, dude, I'm 2 episodes behind. Don't say nothing. He's like, it's so messed up. We'll talk about it.
Well, I bet you that, with since, Noob's watching everything else, I bet you he went and watched all of Mulan.
So, yes, I did. Yeah, I watched it because so many people were hating on it, and I had never seen the cartoon version. I've watched it in bits and pieces. Yeah. Really? Yeah, it's a weird period of Disney when I don't know, like it was changing
because you didn't have a kid at the time, right? So it's not like you're gonna be right out there like
that was back what the
20 something, 30 something
back in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was at the time too.
I mean, I can't say I've seen it either, so it's not. No,
like there was
my Little Mermaid straight to the heart right here.
Like I think Aladdin, Lion King were some of the last ones that I truly watched, and then Hercules, Mulan, they kind of all fell in that category, and I think that's where I missed a chunk of Disney. And then when they started doing less singing, more like actual theatrical versions, I actually got into that shit. So
tell me what you're really saying there.
That's how I feel.
Now,
so Speedy, have you watched it?
Gap, no, I have not. I have not seen it at all. I don't really like the live action stuff. Is just not. I mean, we watched the Beauty and the Beast one. It was all right. And I was just like, And then, I watched the first 10 minutes of the Aladdin one with Will Smith, a.k.a. the new P. Diddy, jumping in and everything. And I was like, dude, I'm done. I was like, as soon as I saw
because it's not Robin Williams. It's not Robin Williams.
Dude, I fast-forwarded to the Robin Williams part, when he first meets him as a genie. And I watched the song, and, I was like, dude, I can't. And I just stopped. I was like, all right, Disney Plus, what else you got for me today? Because I'm not, but.
Bello, have you seen Mulan?
I remember of the cartoon. I can't remember ever when I watched it before, but I do remember of it. I did watch the movie. I thought it was
what'd you think?
So would be the rating without giving, I mean, there's not really anything to give away. It's the same.
Honestly,
movie, right?
I would give it a 7 out of 10.
Ooh, I'd give it a 6. I mean, it was good, Am I gonna watch it again?
Can you watch it again? Can you watch it again? That's
no.
The Disney one.
If you're
level, right?
if you're younger, probably
over and over and over. Like the Pixar stuff, like Coco when it came out. Like I can watch that one over and over with the kiddos and everything. But like that one, I'm like,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like I can't just rewatch. Like I watched it once and I was like, okay. And
yeah, usually the stuff Brandon wants to watch over and over is actually like good, you know, like he'll want to watch Moana, you know, things like that, you know, which I love it, you know, like I could watch that. But true for Mulan, the only reason I think I gave it a 7 is because I have nothing to compare it to. So therefore, being the only version that I was able to see, I didn't think it was horrible, but I could definitely see where people would be. I mean, because let's think about it. All Disney movies that are going to be turned into live action, they're going to have a huge hurdle because people first fell in love with the animated versions, right, which are fictional, and you're able to do a lot more magic, a lot more things in animated world and get away with it as opposed to live action. So therefore,
with TV
to me
nowadays, I mean, technically you could do everything.
Well, in that sense, but it makes more sense, you know, that they do things realistically on the live action.
If they go with the storyline, or if they try to take, you know, veer off and make
that's
something
what they did
new.
And that's what they did with the live action is that they changed up, you know, some kind of key parts to the original.
Yeah,
Mushu's not in there like at all.
It's the Phoenix that's now the.
And then
aside from that, from the story. So you guys liked it, so because both of you have seen this, right? You gave it 7.6, you know, not so much rewatchable,
right?
You know, like how for other consumers, like have we heard, you know, how well Disney Premiere did on this? Because we know
there's
like
a lot of fallback on it.
In China, like they've had some fallback too, because wasn't well received, and then like you also knew the info with the lead actress, you know, or some of the political statements she made about what's going on.
That alone is
Hong Kong and Taiwan. So it's just but it's like to me too is like it was such a high price point, and that's one of the things when we start talking about Disney Plus, you know, a year ago. The things that pissed me off about them, one is that they didn't have all the movies. So they finally had not too long ago, I saw that Angels in the Outfield, and I think I was actually watching it with your stuff. But
thanks to me, because I requested it.
Like that, dude, I watched that movie, and I was laughing because one, like it wasn't available on Disney Plus. Like that's one of my favorite movies growing up. But it had like all these actors. Yeah, dude. What's so funny is that like everyone's always like Matthew McConaughey. I totally forgot Matthew McConaughey was one of the characters.
Oh, he was one of the baseball players.
He was the first one. He's the blonde-headed dude that they lift up to catch the baseball.
Oh my god!
That's Matthew McConaughey, man.
Dude, that's so funny.
Look it up,
you know.
So that's what pissed me off, and like Disney just kind of doubled down on that same feeling when they opened up this premiere crap that gives people like access to stuff earlier, and then like maybe later on that we'll get access. So
it's to me, I mean, Disney right now faced a $5 billion deficit, right?
Something.
From in the fourth quarter from
who's right?
From all the rides and the whole parks and everything, right? So I feel this is like a big money grab to see who'll get it. Bad thing about it is they didn't really offer anything else besides Mulan. Like I feel if they would have had legitimate, like a stack of really good movies no one had seen, and they had been waiting to ship these with the premiere service, possibly. But in all honesty though, $30 on top of a subscription that you're already paying for, to me, is never a good formula.
One time, or was this a 30 per episode? Like some of the, like I still don't know that.
I don't know either. I don't know.
The reason why is because I'm not going to do it. So
yeah, exactly.
But it's kind of interesting that, you know, maybe they had this in the works pre-COVID, and then COVID screwed everything up. Much like our next topic, Wonder Woman's not coming out anytime soon.
Don't tell me that. No.
And 1984 has been delayed again.
Dude, so many
till Christmas.
So many, you know, see this new. You're already telling me like 98% of the movie. Like, just
You know what?
Released it
You know what
already.
I'm afraid's gonna happen. Halo is like it's gonna get released. Some cam footage somewhere is gonna get released, and then I'm gonna have to fight the urge to watch it, and then not get it like in a good, pristine, copy and experience. And it's gonna ruin it, and then I'll be like pissed off, like I
You have to wait
was
17
with the
days.
first Justice League, and then now with Zack Snyder's crap coming on the horizon. Maybe I'm a little bit more excited about it.
I'm excited about that. I was excited about Wonder Woman, but it's just like keep pushing it back and pushing it back, and it's just getting. I mean, I get the whole COVID, and they're trying to make their money, and they're trying to align things, and it's just, I don't think we've ever experienced any movie like this that like it was ready to come out, and you knew the date, and then it got pushed back, like maybe like a week or two, but nothing like this severe.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of movies now that are starting to do that are going to be pushed back. Maverick, Top Gun Maverick, some other
We've
ones.
been waiting for that one forever.
But the whole idea is, man, is the one thing that I'm really afraid of is they're going to lose momentum, right? They're going to lose momentum because they built up these characters for what, 6-7 months. I mean, that they've been talking about releasing in.
More than
and
that.
if this continues, by the time it does come out, whether it's stream service or theatrical release, it's going to bomb. And what are they going to do? Blame the actors, blame the movie, right? They're never going to look at their marketing. Never going to know. How could it be that?
I just hope, because like the way it is, at least like these next blockbuster ones that we've been waiting for, they're all owned by Warner Brothers. So they had an itching for a while that was going to be, Wonder Woman was going to be pushed back because Tenet, while it was doing decent, wasn't doing what they expected it to do. And the fact is, like, New York and California, their theaters are still shut down. And so they're not supposed to open up to this into this month, beginning of next month, depending on what's going on. So those, like, when you talk about population density, those are like the hugest ones. So like they want to see how well movies are going to do there before they do that. And so like that's why they push back Wonder Woman. And then they also push back Dune that was supposed to drop this year. So like now, like I feel like
that, and then everything Disney got pushed back a whole year.
I feel like either all the blockbusters are going to come out at one time and it's going to be like an overload, or like we're going to miss like that really fun time around Christmas when good movies were dropping, and you go out as a family or maybe watch something, and we're never going to see those things there.
All the movie production companies, they're all watching each other and seeing if they push back, then we can push back, so that way they can even things out. But the consumers like ourselves who are used to that, when summer comes around, every weekend you got a movie, every weekend you got these big blockbusters, and we didn't have like.
I mean, like how I think like Noob, like how better would this be, like this whole situation, like if we had a good movie coming out every month, like right? If we could do it on video demand or like every couple of weeks, like we had something. Like I enjoyed the Bill and Ted's release, like I love that. I watched it several times. Like that made that time bearable. Like how much like you think you would be able to have a better time, like watch a new one that's coming out?
I feel, yeah, man, I totally agree with that concept, that idea. I honestly feel if these distributors and the movie companies were to start releasing these movies at a set price, even in all honesty, if we go on to our, whether you have Chromecast or whether you buy your movies from iTunes, if you go and they release a movie, let's just hypothetically say Top Gun Maverick, and it releases tomorrow for $19.99. Bro, they are going to make millions. Why? Because $19.99 is a fair price. It's a fair price because, one, it's a new movie, right? It's more expensive than what would be your typical release, which are normally $14.99, $13.99, right? But the difference is you're getting a true A-list movie that was meant for theatrical release, right? Problem is that these companies are really, 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 really trying to make their worth. And I get it. But by the same token, you got to understand that in this pandemic, what you're doing, there's going to be a loss. No one is going to make what you're going to make normally. Okay. These are not normal times. Plain and simple.
I think it's just something that's going to be, it's going to have happened, for a while. theaters have always been struggling back and forth, right, from being full to not being full, and then like video demand. Like I think the whole movie theater construct right now, and the way they distribute movies to get to finally the consumers right now is much like it was like when people were fighting CDs to get into digital media, right? Like they, it was like you were like on one side of the fence or the other, and there was no other one. But like, look now, man, like almost everything's released digitally. Like I can't remember the last damn time I bought a CD. Like I mean,
you go into Best Buy nowadays, their media aisle is like it's like one aisle.
So
like they still have a media aisle.
Rows and rows and rows and rows of crap, and like now,
LPs nowadays instead of CDs.
Well, you know who's not having a good time? You know who's not having a good time? Chris Evans. Chris Evans.
Is he having a good time?
Or who put that one up there?
We know it was for you, Pilo.
I know.
So
we need a little sugar in your life.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna talk about Chris Evans because I know how Bello drools for that guy. He loves that shield.
He's like, it's Marvel. I only go for DC. If it had been a DC dude, I would have been all over it.
Yeah. True.
So apparently. So I thought it was a really funny story just because it broke up the monotony of everything that we do. But it was really funny, though, because apparently he just, I guess, had some pictures uploaded to a story, right? And it was a group of photos that it did it automatically. And in that group of photos was a little nudie. And apparently his
those two pictures that people have been focusing on. And the other was a meme.
So it was it was a penis pic, right? That Chris Evans posted up. Right?
Breaking news because I never even heard.
But apparently the funny part was it was up for a really long time, and he freaked out because his Instagram like blew up way more than normal. And when he noticed it, took it down. But his brother made a comment the day after saying, I didn't get on Instagram yesterday, so what did I miss? Joking. And Mark Ruffalo made a comment, like all these people, friends of his made comments, and it was really funny. I mean, the guy's a trooper, man. He took it with take it with the grain of salt. He's a human being.
It was some embarrassing release. Like ladies were just like, "Woo!" in Palo too.
Yeah.
You know, and not to lie, Noob was super excited about it.
I mean, I tried to catch the post, but it was already deleted. You know, I was like, dang.
I'm sure we can find it.
I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could. I'm sure you go to those websites. I'm sure you can find it.
I go to the dark web.
Hey, I'm just a young Padawan. You're the master, bro. Young Padawan.
Yeah. But the funniest... Hey, Speedy's metachlorian rate is high. All right, so all right, we know. Okay.
The funny thing about it is like the second picture was a picture of his face, and it was next to a meme that said basically, what was it? Guard that
punani.
And basically, someone had made it either. The funny thing, like there's some questions that had like we get the old dick pic, but like this one is
you do?
Oh, like you don't? Ready to go.
Wow. Some revelation.
Sin.
I think it was just funny,
man. I look at my prostate to make sure nothing's going on. That's how you compare stuff, bro. No, but the funny thing is like, wait. One is, did he make that photo himself? Did he make that meme, or did someone make it for him? And then
that's true.
Who is he sending that meme to? like, is that like his enemies? Like you crossed them in the bar, like you rubbed elbows against him. He finds your phone number through some detective, then sends you one. He's like, hey man, you better guard that. I'm coming.
Yeah. Uses AirDrop and just like start sending it to random people. That's pretty funny, man.
I'm gonna get you a girl, man. I'm going.
It was all hacked, man. It was all hacked.
So aside from the Chris Evans stories, we're getting into something really juicy that we touched on, I think, a couple of episodes ago, and it's the whole Apple now allowing xCloud to be on the Apple universe, which we talked about before. It wasn't going to be big restrictions. So for those of you that haven't watched or don't know, we'll give you a quick insight. So xCloud is basically a new service that's going to be allowed by Microsoft. Google has it, or will be having it later on this month, I believe, for free.
Always in second.
And the whole drawback was they were having to jump through hoops with Apple in order to get that service. And that service basically allowed you to download an xCloud application on your phone and then stream your games from your Xbox to your device without, having to be on the same network, without having to be at home. You could literally be like in an airport, which is a really cool feature. I played it. Bello and I tested it, and it was really awesome. So now Apple is allowing them to do that. The catch is when they have to submit an application for every single game that is going to be playable through the xCloud app.
So dumb.
Yes, agreed. What do you guys feel about this whole thing? What do you guys feel about this, man? With Apple in general, because it's a great service, it's a great feature. I think it's awesome. But for the fact that Apple is having such a hard time, what do you guys think?
Apple's not having a hard time. They have money.
True. Keep it going. Keep going.
That's my only complaint.
It's your only complaint. That's not what we see on your Facebook, sir.
So, Speedy, what do you think about it, man?
I think this is going to kind of become the beginning to the end of like some of Apple's anti-competitive stuff and like the things that they've been doing kind of behind.
Finally,
not only Apple, but Android users like with Google, like they have the same kind of crap for some of those items too when it comes to these particular deals. Like
a lot of crap.
How they
my phone works fine.
Stuff that sets on fire too.
When it works, it works.
That was
like,
2 notes ago. That was 2 notes ago. I didn't
we're
get
like,
that one.
drop it. They're like, drop it like it's hot. And they're like, oh, yeah, actually.
They're like, okay.
It's burning my fingers. It's taking this airplane down. No,
burning my pants.
You're like, my pants just, it's like, girls like, man, is your crotch on fire? And you're like,
yeah.
It really is. It really is.
Hold on, girl. Hold on. It's you, but it isn't you right now. It's something else. Now, I think this combined with Epic's kind of campaign against them, like I think Epic's had one loaded in the chamber ready to go. And then when Microsoft, Microsoft's not like some little kid. It isn't like some little developer, like if we had developed something. They're going to come in, like they're kind of get pissed off with some of the restrictions that were on it and just basically shutting down the service that was going to get there. And then Epic launched their assault. And it's just like, now you have 2 massive cases against, Apple and Google.
Finally, Apple got
I think this is like a way for them to be like, we're not as bad as you thought we were. We're giving you a little bit, but like that little bit isn't enough. And I think it's just eventually going to open the floodgates at some point to a little bit less restrictiveness, because Apple is like, when they use that competitive things, like when they develop something, they're not paying their 30% on top of it that, your other ones are. And so while they
Apple is evil.
Guys of all this other stuff, it's not evil. It's just like they've controlled it for a long time. And I think at some point they're going to have to open this up, because phones really aren't like your cell phones, like as much as people like to think about them. They've really a necessity in like this day and age. Like you have to have a way to talk to someone, like call someone, and like the way that now
send funny memes
and Apple and everybody else,
and like some pics,
more and more,
some parts.
Yeah.
So like you're gonna have some ability. So I hope this leads to stuff better for consumers, even though it's like 2 big organizations that still take a lot of consumers' monies. Like none of these guys are all like.
It's got to start somewhere, man, and I feel this is the beginning.
It's a speed bump. It's a speed bump for Apple. They're gonna bounce right over it.
They're gonna create something else, and then we're gonna get all excited because, like, what happened, right? What's going on with Epic now?
Apple.
So what's going on with Epic now with Apple? It's like they're like slapping each other around now.
So apparently, I believe this happened last Friday, but we'll just go ahead and throw it out there that Apple is no longer signing, or you can no longer sign in to Epic from your Apple device. So whether it's iPad, and this is
So have they lost their account like through Fortnite?
No. You don't lose your account, but you just could no longer use an Apple device, period, to play Fortnite. So before you could still play, you just couldn't play the update, but now you can't do anything. It's
so
completely
the previous updates are like now Apple's taken it a step further and just basically removed your ability because they just stopped that newest download from being expanded, and so like you can still connect to the server based on the old version. You just wouldn't have any of the new stuff, and now they're just like they basically like oh now you want to play hardball, let's play hardball, baby.
So what you're trying to say
them completely
is
off.
that since now Noob can't play Fortnite on his phone, he can watch The Mandalorian.
What they're gonna say is that now finally PUBG is gonna actually have some players play it because they can't play it anymore. They can't play Fortnite anymore, so they're gonna go now to what's left, which is PUBG.
Somewhere out there is
Here we go.
somewhere out there is a guy with the backpack carrying a teammate. I'm not gonna name names.
We gotta make a commercial, dude. We gotta make like a commercial for the channel and just like, is your back hurting you? I'm carrying your teammates to the office.
Just one big fur ball.
It's gonna be like black and white shot, and it's gonna
Looks
be
like a giant critter on my back.
It's hanging. It's like a koala bear holding on with its life. It's like, please show up to our services. We can help you.
Yeah, we can.
When
help
you need to
win
carry
too.
people, we got a squat program that will help you so much.
Oh my god, man. So with some new news, we got some next gen information coming at you, but something that we heard is really awesome. So there was PAX Online. So there was a PAX Online event, and Borderlands or what is their Gearbox,
Gearbox.
unveiled that for the next gen systems, so for the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, you are going to be able to upgrade to Borderlands 3 for free.
Palo, have you even played Borderlands?
No.
I have. I was really into it.
You got me into it because Borderlands 1 into like I think their music's good, the story's amazing. It's a great game to play.
3 was great. I just don't have anyone to play with. But
Yeah,
I think 3 is awesome. Once I beat it, I didn't have anybody to play with, and
Speedy, me and you need to find somebody to get a play date for Noob.
But this is the deal, because so like not only are they going to expand to the next gen graphics for it, they're also going to open up some of the multiplayer options on it, and you're going to have some split screen. So like, if we ever are able to hang out together again, you could throw up the big screen and have a split screen. And
Speedy wants to have a LAN party.
Yeah.
No.
You don't even know if you're going to have internet yet at your house. Yeah.
LAN parties are for nerds.
What do you think we are, man?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, I've had plenty of LAN parties.
Sounds like pizza and Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
We're a little on the old side, so we need some Pepsi on the side too.
Which is a funny story, man.
Some Mylanta.
Get some Doritos.
So that's going to be some really cool news. Something else that's also coming up is the Xbox Game Pass now adds EA Play. Finally, which I think is, I didn't even know about that, but that's pretty fucking awesome.
So
it's better than PlayStation's controller thing.
Dude, I love PlayStation controller. You can complain all you want. I think it's just you're crippling hand from playing Destiny, bro. Like, I don't know what it is. Is that Destiny hand, that dead hand from like just moving around in circles, grinding constantly? I don't know what
grind is real.
But like, so let's just have like a broader conversation, because we're going to do into Xbox information too and PlayStation. Like, how much sweeter is now Microsoft making this transition? Because they've gone from gold, right? Gold was just the run of the mill kind of deal, your 3-1s. That's what basically PlayStation tried to copy. It was a great idea. Then crappy title. So they, the next tier and the next tier. So like now you got this Ultimate Game Pass, which are now you're getting tier 1 drops from Microsoft. So like if it is if it's like Halo, it's going to be on there, right? It's on your pass.
Right. Gears of War.
Gears of War. So these are not like small titles. Like even the Microsoft Flight Sim, like that bad boy, you can play that too on the Game Pass. So you just got to sit there and download for like days to get the file across and delete everything that you got.
That's a
I just gotta watch my computer choke a little bit every time I load it up.
Computer's all wheezing.
No comment on that whole section right there.
Yeah, man.
But
I mean,
now you got EA Pass. So like, if you think about other publisher of all the AAA titles, like EA is the other aspect of it. So like now you got
You
get the bad. Like,
So I'm just thinking about some fucking video.
You got Star Wars. Star Wars is EA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Star Wars, and you got Burnout Remastered.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one, but whatever.
Dude, Burnout Remastered is fucking awesome. You have Mirror's Edge 2.
That's a good game.
You have all the Battlefields that are also available.
And so that's what I'm saying.
There's a little. They're teasing a little bit for a new Battlefield.
Yes,
but I haven't had a full confirmation.
But the whole idea is that, hey man, no gamer ever said extra games is no bueno, right? So
extra
having
good games, dude.
Yeah.
So.
And not only that, I mean, EA does have some really, really good games. So just to have those added to the library of an already growing library is just, it's great, man. It's great all around. So I think for people who are on the fence now for buying an Xbox, I think this may sweeten the deal.
I like, this is what I think it
does. That's what I'm saying. It's got.
Tell me what you think.
There's hardcore gamers, right? And then there's some casual gamers out there. I think this casual gaming stuff is going to make it really easy. Because, like, let's talk Xbox X and Series S finally released prices, right? Series S came out first. You're looking at that $299 price point to get into next gen. Obviously, you're not going to be able to push 4K on the system, but you'll be able to play everything that you have on there. And then now you have the X coming out, and you got that $499 price tag, which, you know, we were kind of feeling around thinking it's there. You have some kind of weird, like, I want to do it, but, like, you know, there's some people out there that that may be the only way they get to this next gen. They got some weird financing now you can do. So, like, you can pay like $35 a month for 2 years.
Let's throw it out there, people. That shit comes out to $800 in the long run. All right.
But so it's also with the monthly pass too. So it's not just the box. You're also paying for the monthly pass that's attached to it. So it's more geared for, like, it wouldn't be for us. Like, if you already have the pass, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I think I got another 1.5 years on my pass.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, same.
I gotta go look up the Microsoft site. But you know, you got an all digital system now. You got the upgraded one. If you, I guess you can't say, like, if money was not an issue, but, like, if you were leaning towards picking up one and had the cash, like, which one are you guys looking at? Mind you that there's also the PS5 that's on the horizon. We got some news on that too.
So we definitely talked about this, and for those, I think, who are on the fence, and for those people who really, really want to get into the next gen system, I think that is exactly why Microsoft poised their price for the S at was it $299?
Yeah,
because of the fact, I think they had assumed that PlayStation was gonna honestly do what they normally did, and they always came out on top, right? When their presentations came out, their pricing came out, PlayStation always swept Xbox, and I think they were predicting that, and I think it was awesome, and it worked in their favor without even knowing, because now they made PlayStation scramble. But the whole idea is that if you buy a PlayStation at full price, $299 to get yourself the next gen Xbox entry, that's not fucking bad. No. So they basically gave you an option to not only to buy one or the other. You know, you could have a PlayStation and own the Xbox Series S with next gen capability.
There are some big differences too. So, like, you can play the Series S is not going to be able to have the same graphical output that the X is going to have. So it is a considerable step down.
It's not is it 4K? I don't think 4K. It is.
No,
it's not 4K. So, it's 2560. It's 2560 1440 with 120 refresh rate, if I'm not mistaken.
So
not bad. Better than what I have now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And ray tracing. It's not bad at all.
It's gonna be ray tracing on that 1080p. So, like, you're not looking at, like, the next level. If you're because you got to look at it, because now look. PlayStation, we all heard the news. Well, we heard some of the news out there. We were talking about this earlier, that they were looking at their price points being a bit higher. But since Microsoft kind of shut it off, it looks like they might be taking a little gut. But they had the inkling, you know, to put out a second system. So you got that $499 and you got that $399, right? But the $399 is not a step down. It's just a digital drive. It's just all digital. So now look at it this way. Like, so for an extra $100, you can have the system all digital right? Versus what you would for the $499. So to me, I'm a little confused how a freaking hard drive, one optical drive is gonna raise it $100, but there's construction, cooling, and all that other crap that goes into it. So, but like, look, now you can have both digital systems, but like the digital system for the PlayStation, it's going to be a better quality than the digital for the Xbox.
So you could fork over the big money for the Xbox One X series and then go for the digital version of the PlayStation without losing out graphical capability would be your smartest bet. Well, that's where I'm fucking going. That's where I'm fucking going. Calm yourself down. Calm yourself down. Calm yourself down.
Edie, if you worked at Best Buy, you didn't convince me at all. So I'm not buying the PlayStation still. I'm still going to be going for an Xbox if I had the money, even for the cheaper one.
I think that the Xbox makes sense for those that are just not just a casual gamer. You're not going to be out there buying every game, right? You're not going to be buying this. You're not going to be buying that. You have access to the past. It gives you a good library of stuff. You can just chill. $299. You don't have to run it at 4K. So if you're not that hard up for 4K at that point, you're in a good spot, man. Like you haven't really you're next gen, but you're still playing this gen's price. So $299's the price point right now that's out there. Get a little sprinkle. Hey,
making it rain this Christmas.
You can hang out with me when we go and start making our 30-90 deposits. Bello, you can finally get into that X.
Thank you.
Noob's gonna have two dead hands. My shoulder, I go shoulder and arm. Like it gives me like it's like
I bet you do.
Like
I bet it is.
Tennis.
Yeah, it does look like that.
I have to go a lot of area, so I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know.
I don't know the two of y'all's code.
So alongside with the pricing and the new stuff that's going to be hitting the stores with the next gen systems, we also know Crisis. So Crisis was like a really, really, really big game back in the day, and it was always memed because you could never have a PC big enough to run that game.
Yeah, that was the deal.
That was the fun part about it. Now it's rumored that we're getting a remaster version with ray tracing, but here's the kicker. So the ray tracing and the remaster is going to be on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One X. So how?
To me, it's like I'm all for graphical updates on games that you like to play, but like this game is not like Crisis has never been like a top. It's not a Halo. It's not a Destiny. It's not one of those. It's a fun game, but it's just like it's never been up there. It's almost like
not worth it.
Yeah, like
you remember a game called Fear on the PlayStation. That was a first-person shooter. It was a lot of fun. Had like a slow-motion bullet time.
Yep.
It reminds me of that. Like Fear wasn't a top-tier game, right? But it was really fun and
it's a good play. Like if there's nothing new coming out and you haven't picked it up, pick it up. Play it to your heart's content. But I'm not going to run out to the store to go grab it.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think that's the other reason why like Microsoft is like they've reached out. And I don't know what deal that they did to get that EA added to them, because like
Phil Spence did something. Hey,
guys,
meet me behind the campus. Okay, meet behind the campus in 30 minutes.
And so because like they don't have anything at launch, dude. Like if you don't have anything at launch, you gotta expand what else is out there right now. And so like right now, PlayStation's got everything at launch. You don't got crap.
I know.
Let's try to add this in.
It's kind of weird to see. It's kind of weird to see that like what Xbox has as their premier stuff. It's not Halo, which is their big hunka chunka. It's Destiny.
As much as everything that's going on right now, I think of all their troubles they're having with each other, I'm happy for it, because it's just the deal is getting better on this side for us. Finally, right? Like, like something now is happening where it makes the consumers happy. So now it's becoming a good bargain.
That's why.
Yes,
so like,
yes.
What is this going to do? It's going to force PlayStation to do something, right? Because they're
going to lose out. They're going to lose out on some money. It's going to force them.
Their network is not as good, as Microsoft's is, but like their launch of AAA titles is much better. And so it's like you're one of them is going to rise to the top, and so like they're both heading at each other, and it makes it really good for me because like I'm going to enjoy like having one of these have something, or at least watching the first wave go out, and then like after like the dust is settled to let a little bit, and then knowing what I want to go and grab.
I think in all honesty, I'm more than likely 100% going to go with an Xbox first. And just because of the fact, in my honest opinion, in my honest reasoning is because look, Bello and I play Xbox, Speedy, we play Xbox, and well, I mean, I'm sorry, we play Xbox. I carry Bello, we play Xbox. So the whole thing is, it's like it's a lot of fun. I have a lot, it's having that friend, that you play with on the console. It really makes a big difference.
After this podcast.
it really makes a big difference, man. It really does. And wholeheartedly, that's really made a big decision for me. And also, I'm very comfortable with the fact of letting the first wave of PlayStations kind of roll out because I'm really leaning more towards the digital version and the more inexpensive version.
Like I would tell you, like I'm, lately I've been playing only digital stuff on it. And
yeah,
I got the Slim.
When you have GameStop, like that's going to be closing down a bunch of other stores.
Dude, they have 400 stores, 400 to 500 stores are closing.
That's another thing, like right, like
you did it yourself.
They did it to themselves, bro. Like with their crazy ass prices, like you did it to yourself, and like that's why I remember when I bought the during this COVID, like my son, he's got the Xbox, so it's like I want him to have that. So like I just I had saved up the little bit of cash I had, so I was like I'm gonna buy one, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Find it at the place, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pick up this game or Ghost of Tsushima, and then the guy at GameStop's like, oh, well, you're going to have a really hard time finding that. We didn't order that many discs. And I mean, like half the ones around San Antonio. I'm like, hey, bro, it's digital, homie. I'm going to go buy it right now. I don't need you to go buy it right now. And he's like, oh, yeah. That's a great idea. You did like, it's almost like the way I feel like when I used to love going to arcades and then like arcades kind of just faded away. Like I love going to GameStop to look at everything that was out there, see what's new, but like we don't need them anymore for that crap. And
I like going
to the marketplace and find it cheap. I picked up Last of Us and Last of Us 2 for basically $40. So don't need you.
Yeah, man. The last time I went to GameStop was literally to look around, and I find myself honestly, wholeheartedly, when I look around GameStop, I rarely even look at the games. I look at accessories. I honestly look at the what is they call the geek Think Geek.
Yeah, right.
All the items that they have, right? Because so like the collectibles, the figures, they have like T-shirts and things. But
I'll go try to find it on the internet.
Yes, exactly. That's my exact point. I'll look at that stuff and I'll be like, oh, okay, mental note, or oh, cool, I got to look for a figure like this. What do they have it for? $60? I bet you I can find it cheaper. 9 out of 10 times I can find it cheaper. Whether I really want to spend the money to buy it, that's up in the air.
Just stay away from Wish. Just stay away from Wish.
But in all honesty, man, that was a formula that GameStop tried to. They tried to corner. They went ahead and because at one point they were the leading go-to person, right? There was no other person. GameStop came in like a flat second to buying games, but it was always GameStop. Digital got introduced, and all of a sudden you started to realize, and all the gamers were like, fuck, we're not getting our money's worth from the games that we're returning, right? We spent our hard-earned money, and we're getting fucking pennies, man.
I think it's partly that, and then I just think GameStop just treats its customers bad. They push so hard.
They push too hard.
You can't go to a GameStop and not be treated like trash.
Yeah, like, dude, you can't go and sell something to GameStop and feel like you didn't get, taken. Like, seriously, like, you can't.
You go to GameStop is like going to the pawn shop, man.
And so, like, you go now, like, everyone's got, like, there's, like, a million apps. Facebook has been really good at it, even though I'm just not a big Facebook Zuckerberg fan, but, like, their marketplace is really good. Like, you could sell some. That's where I bought my games from. Like, from dudes on there, I'm like, hey, dude, I don't need.
I sold my used underwear. It's like $30.
Oh,
because it was huge. It was
I'm
used. They used it for a parachute.
I'm shipping it to Indonesia next week.
That thing will clothe the whole family.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's how the whole COVID thing started, man.
Yeah.
But like,
that'll clothe a small village.
Oh.
You can help by sending one of Noob's underwear. I'll pay for one of Noob's underwears to go over there. But like, how many times have you watched something? Like, I've never had a good experience with buying something used on from GameStop unless it was like a game, right? Like, and even then the price wasn't good. Like every time you see someone buy like a used system from them, it's always like some piece of crap. It doesn't work. Like I watched this one YouTuber, I can't remember his name. Like they went and bought like every system that they've been out, and then they tested them. Like half of them didn't work. Half of them were broken, and like these are supposed to be like, oh, this one's supposed to be this system,
refurbished.
and then it's refurbished. And like you're better off just like buying something on the internet, like that works, taking it to like a local shop, having homeboy clean it out, or you opening it up and cleaning it out, and then you'll be in a much better spot than these guys. So like I just don't think they haven't treated their customers right for a long time, and then it's just like this.
It's payback, man.
It just showed like, hey, we
don't need you.
We love like a central spot where you can go and feel like a gamer and see all the cool stuff, but it doesn't have to be you. Like so, like. The other day I was driving down the street and I saw, like a secondhand GameStop, like a game store that wasn't, a GameStop. It was like, just an independent one. And
like
I'm
Game Over.
Yeah, Game Over. Like, so, like something like that. I was like, those guys are going to start expanding pretty soon because like you're going to have someone, they offer a decent price. You don't try to rip someone off. They don't carry a lot of, they're not buying like, I can't remember. Like, I wanted to buy a used iPad from like GameStop, and I was just like, "Oh man, never mind."
It's really bad. Else. Yeah, it's really bad when you begin to question what would have been like your AAA store to go to, right? And when you're having to question, how you're spending your money or how much it's worth. One thing I hated was looking at a new release game that they had for sale, and it was like $1 cheaper. It was like, oh, you buy the new game, and it's like, oh, but it's used, so it's instead of 59, it's 57.
Or like when you went and sold it, like you played the game really quickly, you got through it, you're not going to have a lot of replay.
Yeah, $20,
like $15, $20, and then they turn around and sell it for 45. And like they do that stuff all the time, and I think it's good. Like
people wised up, and they just
But so I'm glad I'm not glad for their demise. I'm just like, I'm hoping the marketplace gets better. And so like these two big that are fighting out, we're going to find out more Wednesday. Sony's going to do their official release. So all these rumors with the $399, $499 price point, that's when that stuff's going to happen. So we'll be listening up. We'll definitely follow up that next week on it. We had the EA announcement. You got Xbox and Microsoft's basically laid all their cards on the table. They're ready to start getting them pre-orders in pretty soon. So, I don't know, what are we going to be, Team Xbox, Team PlayStation? Those viewers that are out there, subscribers, throw a comment, man. Let us know which way you fancy.
Yeah, man. So the last thing we're going to talk about and we're going to leave off is I guess an event that happened with Ubisoft. So it's a Ubisoft Forward event that they had. So they touched on a number of things, which was really cool. But basically, they're going to be doing it was a look at a game called Immortals Phoenix Rising, the return of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game, and announcement of Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake. And then there's a massive multiplayer game called Riders Republic that I saw like a little teaser for. Actually looked pretty cool. Kind of reminded me of a game called Rage. I don't know if you guys seen that game. Kind of like Rage in Borderlands. But either
mountain bike kind of esque playing game.
Yes, with this like apocalyptic kind of feel for it. I don't know. I mean, it was like one of the outfits. So like I said, it was just a teaser. I really don't know, but it looks promising. So,
I mean, like have them like. I think to me, I don't understand the Scott Pilgrim title. Like, it's been a while
one
since
movie.
There's a movie. It was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
And it wasn't like, I know there was like people enjoyed it just because like how different it was filmed and like how like the gaming and like that kind of like in mixed in world. But like there hasn't been another Michael Cera hasn't done anything
else come out from that.
So like I'm a little weird. Like I don't really know how that title is gonna work, but Ubisoft's had some good stuff, had some bad stuff. So
Yeah, they did. They've always had it. It's always their reveals, I think, are a lot better than the actual games that come out. And I think they've been under some scrutiny before for some of that demos,
Watch
as we say.
Dogs
but
and
yeah,
Watchmen, whatever
the
it's called,
Division,
The Division.
Rainbow Six. So apparently, though, one thing that was really talked about was that game called Immortals: Phoenix Rising, which I hear is supposed to be a really cool open world type game that mimics the feel of Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. So it deals with Greek mythology inspired type world. It was previously known as Gods and Monsters. So I'm actually kind of curious about that. Like, because I like games like that. Those are fun to kind of get into. Breath of the Wild was great. Well, apparently it's going to be this gen. So on December 3rd, it'll be released on the Switch, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, and Stadia. So anybody out?
Stadia?
Stadia.
I just think it's been a good, like, as much as bad as COVID's been, like, we've had some really good gaming news over the last 7-8 months. We've had a lot of good titles come out, like good games that have been releasing straight. Like, I'm just glad there hasn't been shitty titles being released right before next gen, or like the good titles aren't out anymore and you got to wait till next you
have to wait.
I'm happy they're not following in the same theatrical concept, and they're actually releasing the games. But in all honesty, this is a perfect time for them to be shelling out good games, man, because everyone's fucking home. The majority of people are in.
They couldn't have timed it any better.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have consoles and games that when you go to your store, to Target or whatever, and the shelves are empty. I mean,
it's put a premium on it. I have friends that are, they have kids and they're finally coming around to like trying to. It's just these two, and I don't even. I don't really even call them friends. One is family that I have to be with. The other one, it's the guy that comes in his backpack. So I don't know.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
I'm just a big ass mogwai to you guys. You want to feed me after midnight.
I just want to tickle you. I just tickle you. It's my. Oh man. So I think this is going to be really cool. I'm not really too keen on Scott Pilgrim, although hey, whatever. Let's check it out.
If it's a good game, it's a good game. So.
Rainbow Six Siege is also going to be coming to next gen consoles. So that's going to be pretty awesome. So it says they're going to be jumping to the PlayStation 5 Xbox Series. It's going to support 4K, 120 frames per second by the end of the year. It's going to be a free next-gen upgrades for existing PlayStation 4 and Xbox One owners. So that's going to be really cool, man.
Seasons behind on Rainbow Six. Like I haven't played with you.
Yeah, I keep up to date on the updates, but I have not bought the recent season pass. The only thing I know that's really cool that I was kind of curious about,
like $900 on all the little accessories for that game.
It was $500. All right, it was like $500, if not more. But hey, man,
I was every dingle dangle there is, man. He's got every
charms, bitch. They're called charms, fucker. He's got
every dingle dangle.
Dingle dangle. No, man. Hey,
charms.
They were I was really, really addicted to that game, bro. We played.
It's a great game, man.
It's a really fun game. I just got so tired of it, man. After a while, it just got tiring. And there's going to be a new Watch Dogs Legion. So, Speedy, were you a big Watch Dogs fan?
I played the first one. Much like you talked about Ubisoft, and I won't belabor it, but like they always have like these beautiful releases in the games that come out. It's like nowhere near the quality that shit was, and it's like, oh, you didn't see the little caption at the bottom. You needed the 3090 to get to this level of graphics, and so like I've been disappointed in some of their stuff. But I like the concept of Watch Dogs. Like I played the very first one, second one, and
I sense some saltiness in that, man.
Right.
Jesus,
some sea salt.
I know, man.
No, you can just tell. Like there are certain games that have a longevity about them, and they're doing a lot of things right. So, like one of the ones that GTA, man, that thing's still living. Like they found ways. They opened it up. Like you have all these guys making mods for it. Like. It's like Counter-Strike was, right? Like you can continue to keep doing things to it. And even though it's super old, or at least old by some of the other, other markers are out there, like it's still a great game to play. So I always look for just something like that I can have a really good time. Yeah.
Agreed,
playing
man.
with some of my buddies. And so, like, you know, you guys are constantly playing Destiny. Destiny's like that too. Though it's got a lot of grinding.
I'm not rich like y'all, and being able to buy all these $60 games.
I don't buy a ton of them. I just buy like a couple of them, and I play the crap out of them.
I haven't bought anything new in like forever, man.
Lies.
It's like
last thing I bought that was new, that was Rogue Company, that Speedy and I both. Okay, well I played that. That was a good game.
Hey, I bought Last of Us and Last of Us 2, and I'm gonna be dropping some of that film footage for it. $35, bro, for both of those. And I waited, and I scoured.
I keep waiting to buy these games over at the dollar store, but I don't see them yet.
So if you had a PlayStation, I'd lend them to you. No. You can play with that Game Pass, bro. Which, mind you,
I'm hugging my Game Pass.
We got Noob committing wherever he is in Palo, both, and we'll be dropping some film footage of us doing the Rowdy Seas, getting it on.
Oh.
Taking on some pirates, getting our.
God, I don't even know where to go with that. That was kind of surprising, but yeah, I guess we will be. Yeah, definitely, man. We're gonna.
Hey, content-wise, we're gonna try to expand it out there. We got some films that will be coming out. We got a nice little bloopers.
Films.
I don't think of myself as high quality.
Most of them are PG. Most of them.
No, none of them are PG. Not when it comes to our bloopers. So we'll be adding those into this.
That's
an NSFW.
They're the ones that were showing the picture like of this. They're like, is this pornography to you? It's like,
that was Noob with the Chris Evans story. Wanted to put that in there.
So we're definitely going to be dropping a blooper reel, which is going to be really awesome, and we'll be doing some of those periodically as we get enough content, which really doesn't take long. Surprising.
But we're interested. What are you guys interested in? Let us know.
Yeah, what are you guys interested in knowing? I mean, definitely, just break out some conversation. Let us know what you guys are looking to do. You can find us on Instagram at Next Level Official Podcast. Speedy is also going to be streaming. I'm going to be streaming. We're going to be attempting to expand out with some After Dark videos, and it's going to be some playthroughs. So look forward to that. It's going to be gaming confessions.
If I can get those girls from the 80s that were like, pick up the phone.
Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
We can just have Bello. We could just have Bello do that. Have like a little veil and just be like, pick up the phone.
I don't need a veil. I just pull up my chin hair.
You know what that reminded me of right now? It's like, what's that movie? It's not Star Wars, but Spaceballs with the bearded lady when she's getting into the
oh yeah.
Halo just looking like.
Oh man, these are not them. These are the stunt doubles. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for listening. Feel free to comment, give us some constructive criticism. We have a really, really good time creating this show for you guys, and we definitely hope to see some more interaction with the followers and subscribers. So hit us up on all the social medias.
We out.